All right, Mark Deering here from Remax. We have a couple of guys with us today. This one's kind of fun. This is Alert Inspections. We've got Todd and Ben. Kind of a fun fact, I've been working with Todd. We were just talking about this forever. We don't want to give our ages out, but we're talking 24
years.
Yeah. So he's been around, I've been around, and you've seen a lot. So what we're gonna do today with this video is just give you the basics. Either you just started working with us as a client, or you just got an accepted offer and it's time to set up inspections if you opted to do so. And we're gonna talk about what you can expect in the inspection process. So I guess let's start with you, Todd. As a client, what can they expect? Obviously the scheduling happens right away, but then from the point of showing up at the house, what are some of the things that they can expect?
Well, typically we're going to ask what your main concerns are. We want to tailor things to what your concerns are as a customer. We're going to kind of take a quick walkthrough to get the lay of the land, and then we'll just methodically go around the house, over the house, through the house, taking pictures and recording comments and just putting together everything that we need to for the report, and then we'll review that at the end and make sure we've taken care of any of the customers' questions so they have a balanced view of the house that they're getting. We don't just leave them with problems, but we want to give them solutions as well. So we'll tell them how they can fix a lot of the stuff, and we also have a trusted contractor list that we can give them to get things taken care of. Yeah,
we've used that over the years, where if you had somebody that needed, I can't think of a perfect example, but maybe a foundation repair. You guys have a foundation specialist that you know of locally. And
yeah, which is good because there's a few of them in that business that like to take advantage of people. So
sure.
You want to have someone you can trust.
Yeah, and this is you just brought that up as a great point. Like the fact that we've used you for so many years and you guys have done so many inspections for us. Not only can you get out there, and sometimes a 24-hour notice, sometimes for 72-hour notice, quick, and you can meet out there. Our clients can know that you've been doing this with us for 20 years. Obviously, if there was issues, we still wouldn't be doing business with you. And you've got a great background. When we met way back in the day, your background is construction. So.
Yeah, I worked commercial and residential construction for 18 years. Really loved it.
But that's actually adding to the years even more. So.
Yeah, well, the gray beard kind of says that too. So, but that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, loved construction, but there's a time for that, and then there's a time to use that knowledge in a less physical way. So
sure.
It's been good to do inspections, be able to use all that knowledge from having built stuff in order to give people good information on what they're buying.
Sure. Ben, you've been with Todd for how long now?
So I joined Alert and Todd a little over 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. So it was like winter of 19, and then cut my teeth during COVID.
Sure.
And been going strong ever since.
Yeah, you've been a great addition. Everybody that has their inspections, because when you set up your inspection, it goes by calendar. You guys fill up your calendar, and everybody's loves both of you guys. And the reports come. Some things that I like to talk about with clients is when we're writing the offers and we're talking about inspections. Depending on your personality, the inspection report is going to be intimidating.
It's a list of defects, if you will, defects or problems. But that list it's not as black or white as buy the house or don't buy the house. It's just a booklet full of knowledge.
Sure. I just thought of this analogy. It'd be like asking your spouse, tell me all the bad things about this person. Oh, the list can be long, and that could make that person sound horrible, but there's 95% of the house that's amazing.
Yeah. I like to tell buyers that it's my job to come into the house and show them the bad things, give them the nitty gritty and the details on what's there, what they have, what's good, what's bad. And it's the real estate agents. It's your job to show them the fluffy, shiny stuff.
Sure. Yeah, no, there's a good healthy medium there too, where I like to try to have the certain style buyer to not get super nervous and say, oh my gosh, it's 40 pages long and there's 20 things that are mentioned. I like the fact that you guys have been pretty good over the years to say this is pretty common with the age of the home. Like this is you know, we were just talking before camera, we had an inspection yesterday, and it sounds like it was just your normal list of, you know, little things that we fixed with this faucet right here in front of us a minute ago, that are just come with the age of the home. There's even, you guys can back this or not, but like a 2-year-old house might have a laundry list as much as a 40-year-old house might have a similar laundry list.
Yeah, new construction has issues just as well as, you know, a 100-year-old home. They're different issues, but they're issues and things that need to be solved nonetheless.
Yep. And so yeah, the goal isn't to scare the buyer. The goal is to inform them. And then I like when they ask you, and you guys do a great job of that. How do you remedy this? You know, is this a $500 fix? Is this a $2,000 fix? Take the knowledge from the inspector, come back to the agent. The agent says, hey, we were competing against 10 other offers. We probably can't get a dime, or we weren't competing against anybody. And yes, a cracked heat exchanger in the furnace means we should get a new furnace. So there's a lot of variables, you know, that come into play.
Yeah, with that, we want to make the customer aware of the condition, and then we, tell them that, hey, your realtor helps you put our information of condition together with the deal.
Right.
So condition is just one factor for the buyer, and you put all the different factors together for them.
Sure.
One piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. Your guys' information on the home, our information on the market, like how hard it was to get that house. And certain times we have more leeway where we can get things fixed, or like, yeah, let's get that, leaky fix, or, whatever. Obviously the hazards, the leaky roofs, the foundations, the furnaces, those are no-brainers. But then it's market conditions that sometimes dictates how much other information we can get. Because you got an investment background too, so working on rentals and things like that, so conditions of homes, and so you got a great team here. I thought we would talk about what are some of is there some crazy stories? There's got to be some crazy stories over the years. Did any come to mind?
You want to take this morning, for example?
As of this morning,
yeah,
is there?
As of this morning, I found a bat in a kitchen sink.
Okay, alive?
Yeah, live bat.
Okay.
Yep.
Unhappy.
Very angry, man-eating, blood-sucking bat in a sink.
Okay. What did you do? What do you do in that situation?
Well, I freaked out.
Ran and screamed out the door?
No, he was pretty well stuck, so we let him be and went on about the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that house pass inspectors?
Yeah.
Oh, any other good stories over the years?
That is one thing that makes inspecting so fun, is even after 24 years and like 8,000 or 9,000 inspections, there's still something new all the time. You go to a house and a raccoon just tore a hole through the roof to get into the attic, to the crazy ways people try to do electrical.
That might have been our listing, that raccoon that went through the roof. Was it last year?
Pick the year.
Okay, that happens a lot.
Every spring you get some doing that. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
So, I think one of the most rewarding things is when you find things that could be very dangerous to the family moving in.
Sure.
Furnace venting issues, electrical issues, so that, and then also the customer feeling peace in buying the house, because now they know the condition of the house and they can move forward without a bunch of worries.
Sure. Peace of mind, that's everything, right? So I got all kinds of questions, but I want to keep this short. But I was going to say, what about your packages? You don't have to talk about pricing, because pricing changes in this video. We might use for a couple years. But what are the packages that you guys offer?
So what we call our standard home inspection is going to cover all the systems of the home. Roof, exterior structure, plumbing, heating, electric, interior, insulation, ventilation, and kitchen appliances. So that's going to really take care of the home. And we do also offer wood destroying insect inspections and radon testing. Okay. So we can package those up whichever way the customer wants. In this competitive market, we also do the pre-offer inspections. Those we really target towards what the customer is concerned about in the time that we have there.
Sure.
We provide a report with all of these computer-generated reports So I know some inspectors don't give a report with a pre-offer, but we want the customer to have the information.
Sure. And to touch on that, pre-offer inspection would be, we looked at the house on Thursday, offers aren't due until Monday, and say you guys can jump in on a Friday or a Saturday, and it's not a full cost, it's a little less cost for a pre-inspection because it's a less time spent at the home. And if the only concern is that roof and the foundation, you guys go in, spend an hour and a half with them, look at the roof, the foundation. I guess talk on that a little bit.
Yeah, so we're giving the customer the knowledge they need to say, okay, we can make an offer without an inspection contingency and still feel comfortable making that offer, knowing that we've had, the major concerns that we have looked at.
That's, yes, offer with no inspection. So that's a perfect example of why that's important. We use that good half dozen, if not a dozen times a year. That's a good negotiating strategy in these sometimes tougher markets. So
we can actually chart that. There'll be that pressure on the market goes up and down, and the pressure goes up, we'll see more pre-offers in our schedule, and just doesn't have to change a whole lot.
Sure.
And
we're gonna start calling you to ask you how the market's doing.
It's pretty cut and dry. You can see it in our schedules. So,
Yeah.
Sure. Well, cool. Well, thanks for spending some time with us. I just wanted to make sure that they could, meet some faces with names before we even get to the inspection. Super easy to talk to, guys. Ask them any questions. We do suggest that you go to the inspection with them instead of trying to read it off of a report. After you get to walk around with them. And any tips you could give in that scenario? Do you prefer questions along the way, or do you prefer them to look over your shoulder and ask questions at the end? Is there any?
I think the customer gets the most for their money when they go with us.
Okay.
They're not a bother to us. They're the reason we're there.
Sure.
It's easier to digest what we're finding if we're talking about as we see it rather than just a summary at the end. We do the best we can with a really good report with pictures and comments and everything, but nothing beats actually being there and going through it together.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, Todd. It's been, let's get another 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years. Good job, Ben. Appreciate it. And hopefully this is helpful. Stay tuned for more information, and look forward to seeing your inspection report.